All right, today is a foundational class for rehabilitating the core, great for core rehab, postpartum, postmenopause, or anybody who has been having lower back pain, hip pain. This can be a good class to just start getting things firing again. So as I talk about in the intro of my program, it's very important that we use the exhale. So don't skip the exhale. The exhale is going to move diaphragm, pelvic floor in and up together so that the deep core muscles can fire together, creating this upward motion. If we hold our breath or we inhale during exertion, what we end up doing is creating a downward pressure. We do not want to add downward pressure on structures that are perhaps already a bit weak. That could lead to things like incontinence, prolapse, a little more ab separation. So exhale, in and up. All right, let's get started. So with every class, we add a release. So we are going to release. So I have a tennis ball here. I'm gonna lay on my back. I'm gonna take my right ankle over my left knee. And just to start, we're gonna release the glutes before we fire. So I'm gonna take this ball just where the pant pocket would be, not on high-rise pants, regular pants. So where the pant pocket would be, not on a bone, so I'm outside of the tailbone, the meatier part of your glute, and you're gonna roll it out. Now you choose how much pressure you can put on, right? I'm holding my hips up. If you wanna add more pressure, relax them into the ball. Now if this feels way too intense for you, you could be fine to remove the ball and just stay in this stretch. Perhaps this is enough stretch for your glutes. If you're using the ball, you decide. We're gonna roll it out, roll it in. And then just for a moment, find a place to hold on that ball. If you're not using the ball, you can keep your legs like this, or you can bring them in towards your chest. So we wanna encourage these glutes, these bum muscles, to turn off for a moment, so that when we start to activate them, they can go from fully relaxed to fully engaged, getting a full contraction. All right, one more roll, and then we'll go to the other side. I'm gonna take this ball, I'm gonna switch legs. I've got my left ankle over my right knee. Lift my hips. Now you're gonna decide if this is okay for you today. You might work your way into the ball next time. Perhaps this position is enough. I've got it just outside of my tailbone and I'm rolling it to the outer corner. Breathing. As we exhale, we can soften just a little bit more. So you can pause the video and go for longer. Or we can be done with that. We're gonna find a place to hold it, take a couple breaths. This is something you can do every morning. If you found that your glutes or your bum is quite flat, get this ball going each morning or at the end of the day. Start to release those glutes. All right, let that go. All right, we're gonna start the class now by engaging in the glutes. So we're gonna take a moment. My heels are under my knees. I've got my shoulders tucked under. Take a nice big breath. As you inhale, just soften the belly, let it go. As you exhale, you're gonna start to flatten your back to the mat. So start tucking your tailbone under. You're gonna start to press into your heels and lifting your hips. As you lift, you may find you wanna scoot your feet further away or take your legs further apart. That's totally up to you. And then we're gonna bring it down. So we're finding that exhale as we lift. I'm squeezing, tucking under. Exhale. You can start off with 5, or if you'd like to go for the full 10, go for it. Watch the knees. Watch that the knees aren't just tipping open as you lift. Try to keep them in line. Stay with that exhale. If you need to take a break, take a break. We've got 4 or 5 more, depending on where you're at. 1. Exhale out all the air. Keep exhaling until perhaps you feel the core or the tummy start to tighten. You can hold it here for a moment, or maybe just a gentle relax and press. We're gonna pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can do it. 9 and 10. Let it go. We're going to take those knees into the chest for a moment. Rock it out before we move on to our next position. All right, so we're going to take those knees parallel to the ceiling. You're going to scooch those hips away. Shoulders are down and under. We've got your arms here, nice and strong. So from here, I'm keeping in the core nice and strong. I'm going to release my right heel down. And for today's class, we're just going to do the legs. Now, as the leg comes back in, we're exhaling. So we're bringing it in with our breath. Now, if you have bladder prolapse or anything prolapsing, what you can do to make it a little easier is have something under your hips. It's always nice to have that pressure off the belly, have the hips just a little bit elevated. Sometimes I'll do a yoga block under my hips, or you could just slide a pillow under there. Keep exhaling. You got a nice strong leg. So this leg that's not moving, it's strong. Wind wouldn't knock it over. Last 2. Last 1. I take my arms overhead. I take my knees together. I'm going to just reach to one side, and as I reach, I'm exhaling. And bring it back. Activate your feet. Last 2. Last 1. Bring it back to center. Stretch out your legs for a moment. Take a nice big stretch. You can point those toes. We're going to roll onto one side. So I'm going on my left side first. Coming into clams. Clams are one of the, besides bridge rolls, the ultimate core rehab moves. So I've got my knees out from my hips, head in my hand. If you can see your feet, they're in line with your body. I'm going to place my hand just on the outside of my hip. Activate your feet. From here, I'm going to exhale before I lift my knee. So what I'm doing is I'm exhaling, tightening in the tummy, lifting the knee and lowering. Now we don't have to open the hip. We don't want to. We're going to keep those hip bones pointing forward. Lift and lower. It doesn't matter how high your knee goes. Squeeze and lower. Think about squeezing the glutes and lower. Going for 10. Last 2. Awesome, keep the knees together and down. From here, just gonna lift the feet off the mat and lower. If it's okay for your spine, you can lift them a little higher, squeezing in the side body. 3, exhale. Last 2. And 10. All right, we're going to extend the top leg. From here, I'm kicking back with my heels. I'm going to adjust. Kicking back and bringing it straight down. Back and down. 3, 4, trying to keep my hips stable. 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2. All right, we're gonna flip it over, so let's do the other side. Coming into your clown position. So we've got knees out, head in the hand, feet down. We're gonna lift the top leg. I've got my hand here because these are the muscles I'm squeezing and lowering. You can adjust your knees however you want to. If you feel like your hip flexors are too active, bring your knees a little bit higher. Sometimes that can help. Open and close. Little pulses. And 10, knees down, heels, feet coming up. Squeezing in the core. We're almost done. We've got one more move after this, and you finished your core workout for the morning. Or whatever time you're doing this. Last 2. And 2. All right, from here we're gonna extend the top leg. It's just right out from the hip, maybe slightly in front. And then we're gonna kick the heel back and down. Core is strong. Put your top arm out in front of you for a little extra stability. Little exhale as you lift. Last 2. All right, awesome. So your class is done. I highly recommend you can come back into that ball stretch if you want to release the glutes once more, or we'll just take those knees into the chest and just rock it up. If the ball is painful or it's unbearable, don't do it. You can also get a softer ball. There's little massage balls you can get from something like London Drugs, different grocery stores like that. All right, take the hands to the inside of the legs for a moment. Take a nice big breath here. All right, that's it for today. Nice work. We'll see you next time.